Yeah,
Firstly,
go ahead.
firstly here we can't say that data entered is authentic, because the data which has been entered, that cannot be changed here, but you can enter any wrong data also. There is
Yeah,
no such thing that the data whichever you are entering would be authentic here. So that is a scope for us firstly, because it's just a database, bro. Like, you can't say that it's as Prem said, it is not a lie detector. You can't say
yeah,
what data is right and what data is wrong. It's just a kind of a database. I mean, which is a decentralized database. That's what I can say. Now,
Yeah,
when we talk about the role of auditor here, like it depends on the scope of work which we are doing here, and that in this particular case, let's get into it. So, as I said, it's immutable. Like, no one can do any change and no one can do any alterations in that. So firstly, with respect to the database which is being maintained, you can't do any audit. You can't. I mean, there is no point of doing any audit in that particular case, unless it is a private blockchain network. Then there is some scope. But if it is a public blockchain network, there is nothing. There is no point of doing any audit to that database network. But here, what the thing comes is that we call it as a process audit. So process audit is something which is very much different with our statutory audit or internal audit. Process audit is something like where we where we uh, where we won't audit the system, but we audit the process.
yeah,
So let's say these protocols and everything, the rules of blockchain and the protocols of blockchain, everything are like a standalone thing. You can't, no one can mess up with them, and there is no point of doing any audit. But how we are entering the data and what data we are entering, that can be audited here, and that is the scope for us as auditors, rather than how the database is maintaining the records.
just to add on the similar lines, I can say the efforts that we are putting in is going to be reduced.
Yeah.
Definitely,
Yes.
yes, you
Yes.
need to audit, certainly, because that's a statutory requirement. You cannot say that, okay, this is something, a robust technology, and you cannot take shelter under it. Definitely, you
yeah,
need to audit, but the thing is that the approaches that you are going through will be drastically reduced. Suppose I found a potential fraud. So, for that, what I'm doing currently is I'm just exploring numerous ways to get some documentation. Maybe I'll
yeah,
call, maybe that audit may say that this particular proof is not available, sir, we'll get back to you. Or they'll
yeah,
take their own sweet time to respond to our queries. But now that will not be happening, because I'll be having access to all the records, all the evidences.
you're
Simple.
right.
Say, for example, I'm doing P2P audit. Okay. The invoice which is supplied by the supplier will be uploaded into the database on the blockchain, and that is
Yeah,
immutable. Once that is imported or uploaded into the database, no one can change. So I'll be having access as an auditor role, assuming it's a private blockchain. The
right,
hierarchy will be giving an access to me, correct? Just like the way you are getting SAP access when you are going to your client premises. So
right,
same
right.
way you will be getting access to a private blockchain, and you'll be having all the resources, all the information right away. So that's the first thing which I can say, that your efforts are going to reduce. And adding to the other way, other aspect, which is that we need to be equipped with auditing through a blockchain system. You need to really understand the controls that are set up. It's not that every blockchain will be secure,
Okay.
unless that was designed with a robust controls. Okay,
Hmm.
with the designers,
Yeah.
by the designers. Maybe that can be IBM, that can be Ethereum blockchain, or that can be what I can say, Hyperledger blockchain, or that can be any consultancy. Depends on the consultancy that you are onboarding. Correct?
Yeah,
It's not
right,
that
right, right.
we cannot do internally. So maybe if I want to implement blockchain in my company, I need to certainly go to some vendor, some consultancy. Correct? So the principles or the protocols that they have used in building up a system plays a very key role. So as a blockchain auditor, I'm just coming out a bit from the routine auditor. So as a blockchain auditor, I need to understand the uh, principles or the algorithms or the protocols using which the blockchain has been designed. I need to
Yeah,
understand whether there are any possible loopholes. So
yeah, right,
all this
right.
I need to study, and once I'm clear that, okay, this is audit proof. I mean, sorry, yeah, audit fraud proof. Then I can, yes, then I can limit my risks also.
Yeah.
Correct? So when you establish that, so that's the second thing.
Yeah.
The third thing is that, yeah, since it is immutable, you will be having access to every each and record, and it will be made your work easy. But having said that, if there are human elements who are entering data into the system, you need to be extremely careful, and the routine practices that you are doing, that will be continued.
Yeah, right. In very simple words, I can conclude that currently we are checking the transaction, like they are fraudulent or they are authorized or not. Afterwards, we will be just checking the process. If it's all right, then we just need to check process.
Yeah, it's a process on which the operations are being carried. Also, the process on which this ecosystem is built.
Right.
We can
The
call
entire
it as a
blockchain
process
ecosystem.
audit, right?
Yeah, process audit.
It doesn't mean that we need to have a complete knowledge on the coding, because
Yeah.
people will not be expecting us, because we are the functional consultants. If at all, saying from the blockchain perspective, we are not a technical people. We are the functional consultants who will be testing as an
Right.
end user. Correct? So that time we are not required to have a programming language or these kind of skills. But what we need to what we need to really upskill is with the concepts. Like someone has told about hashing. So because in the blockchain you will not be having a normal text in English. You will
Right.
not be having that. You will be, the text will be encrypted in the form of hash, SHA-256 algorithm. Okay, so that you will be converting to or decrypting to English language and seeing the transaction. Then only you will come to know that Bursabe has transferred so and so amount to Prem on so and so date. Okay, this will be in hash format on the blockchain.
Yeah.
Okay, so that only whenever a particular person as external party is able to access the data, but he will not be able to view the data. Just to recollect the basics, what we discussed, data will be stored across the millions of computers.
Right.
But it doesn't mean that they will be able to view. They are maintaining, that's it.
Yeah.
They are not able to view. Only the private key owner or the initiator of this particular transaction with his or her private key only will be able to decrypt and view the data.
Right.
Correct? So that's the difference. And here we need to understand that basics. What is private key? What is hashing? How the blockchain is storing the data? Okay,
Yeah.
how to verify that that is not modified, and just to add, assume that they have designed a very well built UI, correct, user interface. That's a software. Okay, the software which is running on the blockchain. Correct. That time we are even not required to learn all this, because this happens on the back end. Once you log in, you will be able to see directly in English, but that doesn't mean that they're maintaining English. In the back end, since you logged in with auditor login, that is going to be decrypted, and then you are able to visualize in the plain English. Okay, but these things are something which are yet to be on live. We have our test use cases, but how exactly the platform looks like, how exactly we need to interact with the blockchain platform is something which is in the preliminary stages for the time being.
Okay. Okay, so let me get a little selfish here. What we are interested in, like it is booming industry. We want to join it. So what we need to learn, simple terms, how we can start, where to start, and
Sure.
if we don't need to learn the coding, we just need auditing. So what to learn? Like we are mostly confused in that part.
Sure. So the first thing is refer to some Udemy courses. In fact, if you see my profile, I have done those courses, and since I have done the courses, I'm able to go in detail when we speak about the technical concepts as well. So that course has that capability. So the first thing is one needs to start understanding the basics. What is blockchain? Why it is so unique? What are the technical terms that are covered so that it is acting in a unique way? When I told about, let me recall some technical terms: distributed ledger technology, decentralization, immutability, hashing, miners. So these are just a technical terms we need to understand so that we will be able to visualize, okay, this is how that ecosystem will work. This is how the data will remain secure. Okay. So all these fundamentals are some things that we need to understand. That's the first thing. And you can certainly refer to Udemy, but again, why I'm not so confident to say about Udemy is that many courses are for engineers.
Right.
Even RPA, artificial intelligence as well. When we want to enroll for any course, basically they are meant for engineers, not for chartered accountants or the functional consultants like us. Tomorrow suddenly you enter some blockchain course, they will start saying one or two sessions will be on the basic. Third say they will start how to design your own smart contract. your own blockchain protocol, because the market is that these are the technical aspects. Even CS also will be thinking of the similar mind. Blockchain, okay, that's a technology which is for engineers. RPA and artificial
Right, right,
intelligence, okay,
right,
that is also for engineers, not for me. But that's not
right.
the thing. So the first thing, as of now, we are lacking a dedicated courses for functional consultants. That is something fact to be. I need to at least agree on that.
Yeah.
So, but take it to the extent that you can. Enroll a course, just
Mm.
grab the things into your mind and make a note of technical aspects that you didn't understand, that you are hearing for the first time as unique things.
Right,
And
right.
definitely I'm there to in the LinkedIn to explain you, or in the WhatsApp, whatever support, whatever social media. So just come to me so that I'll be explaining on each terminology and how that is making the blockchain unique, because every term has a unique character that is making this entire ecosystem unique. That's the
Right.
first thing. Second thing is uh, the use cases, I would say.
Mm.
Okay. I think we told that we are also maintaining a blog, which is Global Finex. I'll just share you the link as well so that you can post in the description.
Right.
So there I will be explaining the use cases. Because see, unless you know what is the unique thing it is going to make, you will not be researching on why and how.
Yeah.
Correct. Since we are discussing that, okay, they are having some supply chain use cases, they are having some finance use cases, they are having some audit use cases. First, understand that use cases, understand the uniqueness it is going to bring. Then you invest your time on how and why.
Right,
Okay.
right. Yeah.
If you follow this approach, now you will be getting interest. That's the first thing. You'll be getting the clarity as a result of the first interest that you are putting in.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the second part. And third part is that myself and one of my friend, we are also dealing with these blockchain courses, especially for finance professionals. And I'll give you the website as well, so you can just go through. The course will be for say 30 YouTube videos,
Okay.
or the 30 sessions. So each session will be around 8 minutes to 10 minutes, where we'll be discussing on each of these concepts, like the hashing, like the consensus mechanism that a blockchain is using, or how the blockchain is coming to agreement without a central party. So all these things, how the Bitcoin blockchain is working, how the new Bitcoins are coming. So again, all these things will be explained there in easy terms. So these are the three things. But again, just to summarize, it all depends on our interest. Once you are interested, you can get from any source, because everything is
Right.
available as of
Right.
now. We are living in such a times where everything is available in the internet sources.
So I'll say my way of preparation, how I've understood this concept uh, without any course.
Right.
So
Same.
yeah. So firstly, when I've heard about this topic and I was pretty much interested in this, and I just wanted to explore more. So what I've done, I've just explored few of the YouTube videos along with a notepad under my hand. So as people say, blockchain is a simple concept but complex to understand. So it's a very simple concept, but it is very complex to understand. But once you have understood, it would be a cakewalk for you to understand any other case study or anything like that. So firstly, what you can do is that you can explore some of the YouTube videos. Like Premchand has a lot of YouTube videos in his channel. So like you can understand the basics, like basic concepts. Like you can say that Ramayan is something like a Rama went to Lanka and killed Ravana. So that's what the basic concept meant. I mean, it covers the whole blockchain mechanism, but not in depth in a detailed manner. So after that, while you are exploring this basic concept, you would be coming up with a lot of new terminology, a lot of new terms called hash function, like consensus, like there are a lot of terms which would be used in the blockchain network. So all this terminology would be coming up. You just need to note down every other terms and you explore on that. You can search them in the Wikipedia. You can see what is happening in that, like hash function, what is it doing, like blockchain network, what does it does, cryptocurrency, what does it does. And there are a lot of things which would be coming up, and when you explore these individually, you would be having a lot of information. I mean, you would be developing that Rama went to Lanka as Rama met Hanuman and Sita went to
Yeah.
Lanka. So you'll be developing this branch. You'll be developing this branch. Like firstly, you only know that blockchain is this, and next you'll be knowing that this involves this here this, and next you'll be knowing that this is a hash function which will be here in this transactions, and like that you would be developing your knowledge tree. I'd call it as a knowledge tree on blockchain. So after a couple of weeks of exploration, you'd be gaining a lot of new knowledge on blockchain and new terms, and then you can go for case studies. You can just go to, you don't need a proper book or something to study case study. You just need to go to Premchand Kash's LinkedIn account. You'll be having around 180
180.
case studies clearly explained there. And I have also explored couple of new case studies in my account. And so there you can see the case studies, how they are being used and how the companies are being used, and what are the opportunities. Like you would find many of the case studies which you have never thought of, that this would be, this can be on blockchain and this would use blockchain and this can be changed with blockchain. So there are a lot of question marks for us, and the answers would be blockchain in that particular case studies. So after these case studies, then you can go, if you are much more interested into going into blockchain auditor or blockchain courses, certified courses, then you can go to those courses. That's how I'd explain this study thing here.
So any course you recommend, like what you did, anything specific course like?
I haven't done a specific course, but I'd suggest Prem Kash's course, because I've gone through the syllabus, and I guess I have seen him teaching many times, not just couple of times, but many times, and I can say that those would be really good, and that would be enough for you to understand this whole Mahabharata.
Right.
Right. So basically, that is what lacking. I mean, many people ask me with respect to blockchain as well as RPA as well. Even I have a specific course on RPA, which is for 30 sessions plus keep on adding it. So
Yeah.
it's basically like we want to create a course only for functional professionals, except excluding the coding aspect, excluding the tech terminologies in a much complicated way. Because this is something which, if you go through some sort of YouTube sessions or some sort of web pages, you will be ending it up finding it difficult to understand. Also, of course, definitely yes, they will be explaining to the core. But thing is that we, as a functional consultants coming from a commerce background, will not be in a position to understand. So because that's an inherent limitation that we need to accept. Neither engineers, when they come up and see our financial terms, they'll not be able to understand, despite we explaining in clear in a blog or in a YouTube video. They'll not be able to understand unless they have a face-to-face interaction kind of thing, where we'll be relating that with the common examples. So here, with that objective, we have created this particular course, and almost 9 batches have been went through, with almost on average 30 to 40 people's presence in each batch. But as of now, I would suggest there are some free resources as well onto our own YouTube channel, where I'll be sharing the link. So in that YouTube channel, you can get on the basic things, what exactly is RPA. And also I have explained the technical terms as well, what is hashing, what is a 51% attack, what is consensus mechanism, or what is the difference between Bitcoin blockchain versus enterprise blockchains, kind of. So start your journey, assuming that, okay, it's difficult to understand in detail on the blockchain, but start your journey and make a note of the technical terms that you are coming across. So ask us, maybe you can text us, Srinivas or me.
Right.
We'll be explaining that in a language that we both can understand. Because I'm also, at the end, I'm also a CSES and he's also a chartered accountant. We both are neither software engineers or developers. No.
Yeah.
So the way we understood in easy terms, the similar way we'll be explaining it to you, so that it will be easy. Well, anything, definitely we are open to further sessions as well. Maybe that time we can have only on technical aspects, if at all. After giving certain time, once you come across some doubts, no, we can have a session to discuss the doubts in detail. Because that's the way we will be learning. Because peer learning is something that will be that will be an awesome learning, where we'll not be forgetting. If I have some doubt, I'll ask Universe. If he has some doubt, he will ask me. Once I explain him or he explains me, I'll never forget.
Right.
Yeah.
So that advantage we can take it, and so that's that step we can take if required.
The peer learning is the ultimate learning thing. Like the ultimate learning. So it's even kind of a debate when you are learning something. Like you
Correct.
put on your perspectives and the other person put on his perspectives, and you debate on that topic, and later on come to some conclusion, and that keeps in everyone's mind. I mean, it changes the view of other guy, and this consensus meet up here. That's how that peer learning. And I'm open, guys. If you have any doubts regarding anything in future, you can contact me. I guess you have my number.